What's up, Drew? Hey. Hey, Marson. Thanks so much for having me today. Drew Griffin here, county founder of a couple of different platforms. Most recently, something called SendPush. You probably see it on the hat here. We've also got a chatbot, agent platform called AskSpot.ai, and we've got a video-based platform as well called Leadbubble, and a bunch of other small apps here and there. So we're in the thick of it, having a lot of fun, learning a ton from you and AI Builder as well, and just super encouraged by the community that you've built. I appreciate that, man. I'd love to hear the main event. It's obviously SendPush. You guys did something extraordinary. A lot of people talk about building with AI, shipping products, getting them out there. Now it's all possible with AI and we see it in the community, but you guys did something that's pretty rare. You went from zero to, where you guys at? Yeah. Very shy of $300,000 in the last several weeks. How does that feel? Remarkable. It's our biggest launch yet. We've done quite well with some of our other titles, but over a longer period of time. This is a very simple app, but the effort that was put into this wasn't anywhere near what we did with other platforms. It was all due to vibe coding, moving fast, and having our development team do a quick pass to make sure everything was solid in the background, without getting too technical. It's a very basic platform. It leverages Apple Wallet and Google Wallet primarily as a direct communication layer. So the big problem for people in our space, building communities on school, and even bigger channels like YouTube, Kajabi, TikTok, all of it, is we're relying on platforms to bring our audiences back to us. YouTube does a decent job with subscribers and notifications, but if you miss it, you miss it. And a lot of content gets buried in the feed, mixed in with everything else you're subscribed to, especially if you consume podcasts, videos, posts, all day long like I do. So how do you cut through the noise? Social media and email are tough because you're dealing with algorithms and crowded inboxes. The one device everybody checks constantly is this thing, right? So what if you could cut through the noise, bypass the algorithms, stop competing with the attention machines of the world? No hate, we love those platforms, we're on them too, but it's so easy to get distracted. So we thought a great way to help our agency partners was to resell the platform to existing customers, local businesses like massage therapists, physical therapists, restaurants, comedy venues, stuff like that. For the sole purpose of sending a push notification, we call them broadcasts. You send a message to people who opted in, bring them back to the business, get them to come back more often, and buy more each time. Let me give a really clear example. When everything got disrupted and businesses had to constantly update customers, hours, pickup options, changes, whether they were open, it was chaos. What if they had a list, almost like an email list, but they could reach people on the device they actually pay attention to? A broadcast that says, check the pass, here are today's hours, here's how to order, here's what's happening, no feed. No spam folder. No, hope they see it. Our prediction is simple. If the average business had a few hundred consistent customers and could reliably reach them directly, they'd be far more resilient. And that's true for a lot of us running communities, hosting webinars, doing lives. If you have a list and you can communicate without fighting filters and algorithms, you can actually move people. I'm looking at my inbox right now. I'm embarrassed to say I've got thousands of unread emails. So what's the chance an important message gets lost? Pretty high. So we built something really simple. Leverage iPhone and Android wallet passes to send push-style broadcasts. We vibe coded nearly everything, UI, UX, the backend, onboarding, an education portal, the whole thing. It's been an amazing ride. There were some technical hiccups, some database structure tweaks, but nothing our team couldn't fix quickly. And after launch, we shipped new features fast. For example, tagging for campaigns. One local cheesesteak place in Philly had multiple locations, and the owner was concerned that promotions for one location would hit customers for the other location. So we needed a clean way to segment, tag people by location and message them accordingly. We shipped it quickly, users love it, and it's a slick way to keep improving without waiting months for one feature. No, it's incredible. The product serves a massive need for businesses. But let's take a step back and explain it in plain terms. You mentioned the wallet pass. Businesses can set up a pass that customers save, and then they can message them, discounts, announcements, reminders, all of that, through that pass, right? Yeah. Every iPhone and Android has a wallet. Think of it like the experience of storing a boarding pass or event ticket, like a game ticket. We stripped out the ticketing part and made it a simple opt-in pass that lives in the wallet. It's basically an app-like presence that sits quietly in the background. And we kept it simple on purpose. What we've found is the more features you add, the more friction businesses feel. They don't want to learn a complicated system. They want one thing: communicate fast and get the message out. We realized almost everybody knows how to send a text message. That's the mental model. But without the cost and headaches of SMS. And there are growing compliance pressures around texting, more rules, more registration, more penalties, so having a cleaner alternative that customers actually opt into is huge. Nice. I'm curious, before this idea, what was your background, and how did it come about? I spent about 30 years in healthcare as a hyperbaric wound care nurse. Not directly related, except that when smartphones became mainstream, I built one of the first apps to help diabetics track blood sugar. I worked with diabetics and saw how many struggled with consistency, and I wanted a simple tool to help. When developer kits and tools became accessible, I taught myself, kind of like what we're doing now with vibe coding and AI, and built a basic journaling app, blood sugar, diet, activity, and sharing insights with doctors. When it launched, it got a massive number of downloads right away, and I realized my clinical chapter was done. So I moved into marketing, audiences, digital products, courses. Years later, my business partner and I kept hitting problems in our own business and decided to solve them internally. One of our earlier apps was Everlinks, similar to Link in Bio tools, but we added video and made it more functional. That version eventually got acquired. And we kept repeating that pattern: find something working, model it, improve it, make it more useful and more clean, then put it in front of smart marketers to test. They'd say, "This is awesome. Can I use it?" And we realized, if people with real distribution find it useful, you can bring it to agencies and local businesses as stackable microservices and recurring revenue. Now, with AI speeding up development, iteration, testing, it's addictive. We got send push production ready fast, launched it, and now we're already thinking in terms of micro SaaS. Solve one clear problem, ship quickly, iterate in public. Yeah, when you posted that you guys did a huge number in the first weekend, it reminded me, the product isn't the whole story. It's what drives it. You guys did an amazing job building the community. Can you share tangible things people can do? Because everyone can build now, tools, apps, websites, but distribution and trust is the second half of the equation. Sure. Much like you show this every day, you lead with a ton of value up front. Give your best stuff away for free. Your best stuff is going to evolve anyway, and you'll always have more to build and sell later. People fear someone will steal their idea. Look, they will. It's fine. People copy our stuff too. But if you build a community on trust, and you build in public, you win. One of the frameworks we teach is what we call the media authority play. Create a local news and events page around a town or area. You feature what people actually care about: schools, sports, local events, community updates, business highlights. You're not selling. You're curating. And with today's tools, you can organize, summarize, and publish consistently without burning out. When you grow that audience, you walk into a business as the media outlet. Hey, I'm Marson from the local scoop. I'd love to feature your business. That's a totally different conversation than, I'm here to sell you marketing. It's the Oprah effect. People want to be featured, and they trust the person who brings attention and community. You interview them on a live stream or short video, publish it to your audience, and now you've created trust and momentum. Then the pivot happens naturally. They ask what else you do, or you offer simple add-ons, tools, services, campaigns, because you already helped them. That's what we did: value first, build trust, then when you launch something that truly solves a problem, you don't launch into silence. You launch into an audience that's ready. That makes sense. When you launch inside a niche group, are you just posting regularly? How often? What does that look like? Yeah. I'm averaging around 20 posts a day. Mostly text-based. I mix it up: ideas, motivation, spotlighting other builders. Sometimes it's strategic to get on someone's radar, but mostly it's because I admire what people are creating. And I've been studying what you're doing on TikTok. That's my next move: more authentic camera time, more insights, more behind the scenes. Short-form video plus consistent posting is a cheat code right now if you're willing to show up. Love that. What are your thoughts on AI in general right now? Vibe coding, agents, robots, all of it. What's your view on the space? It's a dream come true. I'm a big sci-fi nerd. I'm fascinated by how creative people are getting and how fast everything is evolving. You're seeing AI not just write text, it plans, outlines, drafts, organizes, produces assets, helps you think. And what blows my mind is how much you can create just by talking. Voice-first workflows are getting ridiculous. You can brainstorm on a drive, capture ideas hands-free, turn that into a course outline, then run it through tools that generate slides, visuals, landing pages, whatever fits your style, and by the time you're back at your desk, you've got a full structure ready to polish and ship. The biggest thing for me is impact. When I was in healthcare, I treated a ton of people. Now I think about how many lives you can touch through software, through simple tools that solve real problems. It's changing daily, it's hard to keep up, but I've never been more inspired by what we have at our fingertips. I relate to that. AI gave people like me a real voice in building. I was always the idea and marketing guy, but now it feels like magic. You can have a thought and ship something real. Exactly. And don't stress not having the technical background. Sometimes it takes both, marketing and product sense plus technical execution. I've seen brilliant devs build incredible things that go nowhere because they don't want to do distribution or storytelling. The right mindset is collaboration, not paranoia. There's room. There will be cross-pollination. And within communities like yours, people can build publicly, learn together, and support each other's launches. Totally. Before we wrap, any little gems you don't have time to build, but someone listening could run with? Yeah. We're big on newsletters. A mini app I'd love to see is a local event submission tool tied to a local newsletter. People constantly want to submit events, businesses, schools, venues, community groups, but they usually have to fight crowded platforms or pay for visibility. Imagine a simple submission link: name, email verification, event details, images, venue info. Then you've got a clean dashboard for approvals and publishing. It becomes an engine for community content and local sponsorships. I have customers asking for that constantly, I just don't have the bandwidth right now. That's a great one. And it fits the whole amplify messages theme. Alright, last thing, where can people find you? Best way is to check out sendpush.io. We've got a free trial if you want to test it. And connect with me inside the group here. I'm approachable, and I'm always down to connect and support what people are building. We also get Marson hooked up with the Wallet Pass so he can broadcast to the AI Builder community. Awesome, man. Thanks again for coming on, sharing your story, and dropping the playbook. Everyone go check out Drew's stuff and send push. Thanks, Drew. Say hi to your partner, and I'll see you inside. Click below to get more proven tips.